so hard. Now everything is easy 'cause of you.
Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. It's Thoughts for Rent, Realtors Keeping It Real. I'm Max Zerflu here with
Jenni McKenna.
Man, and that's my wife. Can you believe that? Look at her. You're gorgeous. You know that?
Thank you.
It's so fun being married to you, let me tell you. Hey, we have our podcast that we talk about all kinds of stuff, sometimes real estate related, sometimes not. And today, it's a not. Today, we're going to talk about travel. Where have we been? Where are we going? Where do you want to go? Where do people want to go? What are great travel destinations? You know, we have plans to go to Japan.
Oh, I know. I don't know why we're doing that.
Honey, our love blossomed in Japan.
I've already been there, done that. I don't know why we have to go again.
If you know, you know. I was a translator on Disney on Ice in Japan, and she was a skater on Disney on Ice, and that's where we met, and we started dating in Japan. So we're going to go back with our children, our adult children now, and that should be very fun.
It will be fun to a certain degree. We're not going to be there in the summer. And when we met with Disney on Ice, it was the summer, and it was very hot, very humid. And of course, I was working, so that makes it a little different from a vacation standpoint. One thing I am excited about, I love when Max speaks Japanese. So speak a little Japanese for everybody.
皆さんようこそ Thoughts for Rent のポッドキャストへようこそ。今日は僕マックスちゃんとジェニーちゃんやってるね。やってるね。Okay, well that's
love
ridiculous.
it when he speaks
Okay.
Japanese, and I can't wait for the kids to see that their dad is running around Japan speaking the language. That's very
I
cool.
have not been to Japan for 33 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy if you think about it. But so we talk about Japan, but that's not just something we're going to do. Japan is a huge travel destination for a lot of people right now.
I know it is.
Yeah. A lot of people are going out there, and April, May tends to be a really hot time for Japan because of the cherry blossoms and that sort of thing. But we're gonna do cherry blossoms. We're gonna do baseball. We're gonna go to a baseball game. We're gonna go to an onsen, a hot springs. We're gonna chill out in Tokyo. We're gonna go to Tokyo Disneyland and Disney Sea.
Yes. And you know what? Let's talk about those hot springs because
Ooh. We're talking about that?
Yeah, when you were there in Japan, there's something interesting that one of my clients came back and said, some of them still have this rule. And I never knew about this rule, but in Japan, tattoos are not as favorably looked upon, we should say. What do they mean in Japan?
I mean, I would say that was 33 years ago. Has it changed? I don't know. But when I was there, and probably now, usually the Yakuza, the Japanese mafia, have tattoos. Your standard person might not and don't have that. So a lot of onsens actually don't allow tattoos. A lot of hot springs don't allow it.
I know. And our kids are tattooed, 2 of the 3. So
you're just throwing that out there on the podcast here?
They're there. If they ever meet them, they will see them. They're not hidden at all. And so I was telling Max, I go, oh my gosh, well, we're not going to be able to go. Those guys may not be able to go to the hot springs. In fact, our new son-in-law, he has an entire arm sleeve of a tattoo, and it's gorgeous. It's really cool. Mm-hmm. But are you telling me that they may not be able to go to some of these?
I'm not telling you that. There are hot springs that recognize that people from foreign countries have tattoos, and they allow it. I've already done some research on that.
Nice.
But we're also going to go shopping. We're going to go eat ramen. We're going to eat sushi. We're going to eat tonkatsu, maybe some sukiyaki, maybe some okonomiyaki. I think it could be a problem for me. Japan.
I think it's not going to be a problem for me because I hate sushi. I do not want to eat sushi. When I was in Japan, I gained so much weight because everything I ate was my fast food.
I met you in Japan, and then I hadn't met your family yet. Then apparently you came off the plane when you came back from Japan. I wasn't there at that airport, but your dad said you waddled off the plane.
Yes, this is true. And the funny thing about it is I was actually a character on Disney on Ice that does a lot of waddling. So the fact that they said that I waddled off the plane, they were kind of making double digs. The dig that I was a character that waddled. And also, and by the way, I had a great waddle on ice.
I have no problem with your waddle.
Yes, my waddle was absolutely world class. But then the waddling off of the plane meant that I had gained some weight. And they were right. Because what are those things that I used to buy in the 7-Eleven store that were sweet? Yeah. Kind of the brown exterior. Yeah,
a type of sushi, which you say you hate, but you're talking about inari.
but the outside was really kind of
You
sugary.
got a deep fried bean curd
Yes.
pocket that's also made with sugar and other stuff, packed with rice. Yeah, those.
Yeah.
You think those are fattening?
I didn't think they were fattening. I actually bought them thinking that they weren't fattening because, when you are an entertainer, you have to keep the weight where they want you to keep it. So I thought I was doing a great thing by going to 7-Eleven and purchasing those every morning. Come to find out, they are just very fattening.
Your children love those.
Well, they can keep eating them, but at this point,
I mean, I don't want this whole podcast to be about Japan.
Okay.
It very well could be. And 7-Elevens in Japan it's like an experience in and of itself, with treats and sushis and different foods.
I just can't wait. Can you?
Not to mention your roadside vending machines with all the drinks and Cokes and beers and sake and everything you want. It's an amazing place. Can't wait to go.
I'm sure it will have a different feel going at 33 years later.
Jeez.
I'm sure that with my
33.
kids, it will be super fun. It's not my thing that I wanted to go do. I'm sacrificing for my kids.
About whether you want to go to Japan.
Perfect. Well, I let everybody know that, and then we can report back after we go.
You feel the need to disclose that to the world?
I do.
You don't want to go? Okay.
Fully disclosed.
But I started traveling when I was like 5 or 6. My mother took my brother and I and moved to Iran. So I lived in Iran. I lived in Italy. I lived in all kinds of different places. And I moved to Japan when I was 12 or 13. So I've been traveling my whole life. When Jenni and I got married, we made sure travel remained a big part of our life. And now it is a huge part of our life. We travel a lot. But I'm kind of interested to see what destinations you think people are traveling to a lot now. And not just us, but what do you think are hot destinations for people?
Hot destination is Japan. Everybody that I know is going to Japan.
Well, you don't get that one. That's the easy answer. We just talked about that one.
Oh,
What's another one? Let's get another one.
I would say another one would be Iceland. Everybody seems to be talking about Iceland.
Yeah.
I have wanted to go. It's a lot of hiking, though, and I know you don't like the hiking part. So it may not be something that you and I will go to because of...
Is it a lot of hiking?
That's what everybody goes to Iceland, and they talk about all these amazing hikes that they go on.
And you want to see Aurora Borealis? Is that a good place for that?
Yeah, that would be fun. But there is a chance you can go there and never see that.
I've seen it, though. So.
Yeah, you have. You've seen everything.
I haven't seen everything, but I saw the Northern Lights in Alaska when I was there.
The best story that Max has, and I want him to share it because it's so cool. Tell him the story about when you were in Ireland and where you slept one night.
When I was about 7, we were visiting friends in, I think, Dublin. I hope I don't get it wrong. And then my parents at the time, well, they're still my parents. I don't know why I said that. My parents and my brother,
did you trade them in or something?
My parents and my brother and I, along with an Irish couple that were friends, we rented a horse-drawn carriage.
I like to call it a gypsy wagon.
I forgot what it was called in Ireland, though. Anyway, it's a gypsy wagon. You actually travel the countryside in the singular horse-drawn carriage. Our horse's name was Rosie, if I recall. Oh. And it was amazing. We would stop at a farm and sleep in the barn, or we stopped at a castle one night and slept in the castle. There's a huge fireplace that we actually all moved. We moved into the fireplace and had a picnic on the fireplace floor of this castle. That's
the story that always resonates with me, is that being able to sleep in a fireplace. Not many people can say that. And because Max likes to touch this table, you'll shake a little bit. That's Max's fault.
That shakes the video?
It sure does. But I did want to say that because you had that story, and it always was something that I thought was so cool, we did it with our kids. And it was probably one of for me, the funnest memories for travel with the family.
It was an amazing trip.
It was very fun. And the kids were young, too. Kai was probably only 6 at the time.
He was about my age when I did it. It's about 8.
Oh, maybe 8.
That's the thing. You go on a trip that you did when you were a kid, and then you go when you're the adult. It gives you a whole different perspective, and you get a whole different idea about what you're doing,
Well, I also wondered, because, obviously we copied this based upon Max's trip and fantasy and all that fun stuff. And when we were in this gypsy wagon, we were on a main road, a main thoroughfare. Mm-hmm. And there were lumber trucks just going right past us.
Big old trucks.
Big old trucks. And I looked at Max and I'm like, do you remember this happening when you were doing this?
I did not.
He did not.
Also, you do that in a country like Ireland, and they go, "Okay, here's your horse and a carriage," and say, "Here's your map. We'll see you there in a couple of days." They just wouldn't do that in America. I don't think you could accomplish that.
No, and that's also
There'd be liability issues and
got to sign your life away. Can't do that. Well, and it was proven when we first got into Ireland. We went to a carnival, and part of the carnival they had those blow up slides where you just bounce on them and then slide down.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, okay. Because I've been in America, whenever you do that, they will have
kids too.
And our kids, they would make you sign a waiver that, if your kids get hurt, it's not their fault. You're not going to sue them.
Go down on your bottom.
Go on your bottom, nothing else, blah, blah, blah. So my kids show up. My kids, look at that. Our kids showed up at this particular slide, and they're ready to get the instructions. They're ready for signatures. I'm ready to figure out what we need to do. And the little girl at the bottom is like, yeah, just go.
Well,
have
actually,
fun.
one of the kids said, I don't know if it was Kai or Ireland or China, but one of them said, "So do we have to go down on our bottom, or what's the rules?" And she goes, "Oh, there's no rules."
No rules. And they had the time of their life. They were jumping from the top and like just Superman in it and going down 3 at a time. But it was really fun.
But Ireland was a great place to go with your family as well, because, not only was the countryside cool, and you can go to the Blarney Castle and Cork and the different countrysides. We went to Clifton and a few places on the west coast of Ireland. But then when you go into Dublin, the culture's great. We stayed at a hotel, what used to be an old schoolhouse. Remember that?
That was wonderful.
And it was right next to the locks, and the canals were going through the city. It's a really good place to go. And some countries really welcome kids and make it really nice to travel with kids. And I think Ireland, for us, was one of the best.
I would agree. If you have the younger kids and you want to show a little bit of outside of the United States, definitely I would recommend Ireland.
And it's just over the pond.
Just over the pond. Correct.
Later, when they were adults, we went to Scotland with them. That was fun, too.
Yes, but I wouldn't think that Scotland is kid-friendly. That's just my guess. They were older. They were adults when we went to Scotland, but I just didn't see a lot of kid-friendly atmosphere. At least
we were there with
Eisenberg.
Adults, so maybe that means.
And it's Edinburgh. I always say it wrong, but it's Edinburgh. Edinburgh, Scotland.
I will never forget the word Edinburgh, because my friend Niwa, who's Japanese, who I grew up with, he studied in Edinburgh. And he always, when he pronounced Edinburgh, the Japanese way to say Edinburgh is Ejimbara.
Oh.
So it's kind of different. But anyway, it always makes me, that's why Edinburgh's got a place in my heart. But I think Scotland was cool with kids. I think most of Europe, I think they kind of accept kids a little differently than they do in America. It's a little different approach. They kind of let the kids join in most of the stuff. And maybe that's not the case in America.
Yeah, I do. I think that America kind of tends to say, all right, children need to be children, and they don't necessarily interact with like a long dinner. Mm-hmm. But in Italy, if you were going to a dinner that takes 3 hours, the kids are coming, and the kids just learn how to deal with it.
Yeah, and nowadays everybody just has an iPad and sit and watch their movies.
Yeah, but I don't really think we have culture of a 3-hour dinner. I don't think that's not really in the American
and if we did,
culture.
It's moving way away from that. Us as parents, we didn't allow phones or iPads at dinners and restaurants or anywhere. Huh?
We were right on the cusp of they weren't really 100% accessible.
That's true.
Yeah, so we were kind of, the kids had to sit there and actually entertain themselves.
So we've obviously been in Asia. I've been to Hong Kong and Korea and some of those places. I spent time in Australia and New Zealand, a lot of times because of work, because of the ice show work. But then you and I, we've been traveling a lot to the Caribbean lately, sort of relaxing vacations. But I think we'll probably start delving into some more adventuresome stuff. We
loved our river cruise. We went on that river cruise that stopped at many ports that gave us not only Germany, but also gave us France, the opportunity to look at all of that. There's so much history in Europe. I mean, it really makes you understand that the United States is nothing but a baby.
She's a pup.
Because when you go over to Europe and you're looking at a building, I mean, a building that is like in the 1400s. And they still think that's relatively newer. That's really new. I looked at it and I went, "Oh my gosh, this was built in 1400."
I like in England and Scotland where the houses have names, like different names. That's pretty cool.
Yes,
like they got their address, cool. I assume, but each one has a little sign in front that says the cottage or the Rose Cottage.
Yes.
So that's cool. But Dubai, I want to go to Dubai.
Yeah, I could pass on that one.
Thailand, I want to go to Thailand.
If you take me to an elephant reserve, you might get me there.
Preserve or reserve?
I think it's called a reserve, but it could be a preserve.
I don't
It's
know.
where you go and it's like a sanctuary for elephants. So let's call it that.
What if
an
I took you
elephant
to
sanctuary.
like a nice, luxurious spa in Thailand?
If you get me to the elephant.
You know, the last episode of what's it called?
White Lotus.
White Lotus. That was in Thailand.
Yeah.
So I'd like to go to Thailand sometime. I'd like to go to Dubai, check out some of those places. But as far as the places I've been to, I'd like to go back to probably Australia and New Zealand and check those places out again.
And I do want to go to Australia and New Zealand. So
It's a
I
short
could,
flight.
I
across the
could,
Pacific.
yeah, oh my gosh, I know. You could definitely have a travel partner if we go to Australia and New Zealand.
A lot of my clients I've been talking to lately, and maybe it's the age group that I'm talking to, it seems like cruises are huge right now.
I know. I think the same thing. It's
like everybody's doing them.
I know. After COVID, right? Because the cruise market was in jeopardy during COVID. And I was really worried that that was just going to go away. Poof, gone.
Yeah.
It's just the opposite. It's the absolute opposite. They're building bigger ships. They're marketing rapidly, exactly. And the entertainment is definitely family oriented. And they're making it
Except
very
for the late night comedian guy. He's not family oriented.
Obviously not. But like they've got the slides and they've got the zip lines and they've got the excursions that are all family oriented. So no, they are definitely hitting the family market for that.
It just feels like Americans,
I know,
and probably Europeans and Asians and all other parts of the world are just going on a lot of cruises.
Okay, well, let's think about this. We've been on a few in the last couple years.
Sure.
I don't really recall a lot of foreign language.
No, I saw a lot of people.
Did you? Because I think it was a lot of Canadians and a lot of Americans. That's what I noticed.
The whole gamut I ran into. And obviously, there's the Costa Cruise Line, which is a subsidiary of Carnival. They're like all over Europe.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think the world is cruising right now, and I think it's because everything's right there.
I have a fun story for you.
You do?
So I have a client that I met at his house to kind of discuss what we're going to do to get the property in rent-ready condition. And he could only meet me on that day because the next day he was going to go to the Panama Canal. He was going through the Panama Canal on a cruise. So
through the locks.
So I said to him, "Oh, my husband's always talked about the Panama Canal and he wants to go. And so when you get back, let me know about this cruise." And he goes, "Oh, Jenny, I basically live on cruises." I said, "What do you mean?" And he said, "It's actually a really inexpensive way to do it." He likes to gamble on the cruises, so he gets cruise credit. And then on the cruise credit, he literally can book another cruise and it's free. It's insane. Then he was telling me that his cruise credits on some of his cruise lines can actually be transferred for more cruise credit on another cruise line. So he's not
a casino in Vegas.
Okay.
They cooperate with cruises too.
Well, he's not even loyal to one cruise line.
What if he loses at the gambling? It cost him a little bit more then, huh?
I did not ask him any of that. But then I did read an article about a year ago that said that some retirees actually find it less expensive to just cruise every week.
I've heard this thing.
Because of the fact that everything is so expensive right now.
And the food, it's all included.
Everything's included. Your entertainment's included. Your obviously room and board's included. So it's all there. It's kind of interesting.
Well, I say the cruise thing is hopping. I don't know if the stocks are going up, but it's hopping. And we're looking forward to our next cruise.
January.
Star of the Seas.
Yes. It was supposed to be in October. We were supposed to go in October, but we can't go in October. Why is that, Max?
I thought you weren't supposed to make these dates specific. We're going to break that rule.
I'm just excited.
We can't go in October because we're going to become grandparents in October.
First time.
But I think we announced that.
I'm going to announce it every day because I am so excited that I get to be an Oma, and hopefully, fingers crossed, everything goes good. But that'll be sometime in October.
Yes, Oma, Jenny, Grandpa Max.
October 2025. So exciting.
That'll be something else. Well, anyways, hey, I think we've talked about a lot of different locations, and you know what the impressive thing is? We've barely touched the surface of the different places you could go in this world. It's a big world, and there's a lot of different places to go. And boy, if I could tell you anything, it would be to travel. Go out there and see the world and just experience it because it's out there for us. So
experience a different culture. And then sometimes you'll really come back and appreciate America too.
Amen to that.
Amen to that. Yep.
Hey, that's Thoughts for Rent. Realtors keeping it real, talking about travel today. and looking forward to future travel and always reminiscing about past travel. That's also great. You sit on the table with your family and talk about the places you've been.
It's memories.
Creates memories. So don't forget, you're the person who pushes the button. So get ready to do that.
I'm ready.
It's been great talking to you. We'll see you next time on Thoughts for Rent.
Keeping it real.
Oh, there you go. Sound good? Okay, good. I'll pass over to Ireland. Here you go, kid.
Thanks, Pops.